Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
What's going on, gang? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Lev Fer Show. We are back in business. We got two very special guests in the building today. I'm gonna give you guys big intros because I'm very excited you guys are here.
Well, we have to be the biggest guests you've ever had.
No, I had Mark Norman on.
Damn it.
That was just a stab.
Damn it. But he's hard to get on a podcast.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
He's doing 8 today.
Yeah.
Our first comic, I think, genuinely one of the best comedians working in the world today. If he's in your town, if he's 2 towns over, you got to go see him. Everybody loves this guy. He's been on Netflix. He's had a million TV appearances. Great podcast called Tuesdays with Stories. He's also got an investigative piece on Kwanzaa, whether or not it's a ripoff of Hanukkah. It's a deep dive that's coming out on PBS this year. The great Joe List is here.
Thank you, everybody.
That was a weird way to introduce, because you was just like genuinely one of the best, and then I'm like, who's he talking about?
No, I knew right away. I was like, I guess I'm up first. And frankly, I would have been upset if I came out second.
Also, Ian Lara is here today.
Well, yeah. I mean, on Juneteenth, this is how you treated me? This is...
No, Ian has got a great half hour?
Wow.
It's a half hour on HBO right now, right?
No, it's
full hour?
It's not. It's 45. But
Okay, yeah. It's got a great special out on HBO called Romantic Comedy. Check that out. And a new podcast called The Adulthood Podcast.
Yeah.
So check that out.
Thanks, man.
You guys are the best. I'm excited you guys are here.
Thank you.
It's going to be fun.
This is big. I had no idea Ian was on. What a thrill. I
Yeah.
thought I was coming to do this by
I
myself.
only agreed because you were on.
Really?
Yeah. He was like,
Oh, wow.
he's like, I got Joe List. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
I'm a little hurt that you needed backup. That hurts.
No, we do 2 guests every time.
Wow, the
Yeah.
big 2. I mean, this is big.
This is big, yeah.
You could have just put some
Norman do it
asshole.
I when you agreed to do it, I was like, I'm going to get somebody that Joe likes.
Wow.
Who did Norman
And then
do it
that
with?
person said no. So I got Ian here as a runner-up. What'd you say?
Who did Norman do it with?
Norman did it alone because back then I had a co-host.
Apparently, you don't
knew it.
always need 2 guys.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew as soon as you asked, I was like, come on. It's him.
Oh,
It's-
boy.
Actually, I wasn't even here. Just Norman just did a solo pod for us.
Who's your co-host?
We had a kid named Ben.
Oh, what
and
happened to Ben?
Ben's gone.
Ben's gone?
Ben-
He's a has-been. Hello, folks.
I knew this would be a hot one.
Yeah.
No, if I've learned anything from Tim Dillon, it's never hire a producer named Ben. They will always leave you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about BB.
He quit?
He did quit, yes. He was worried that some of the jokes we made on the show would get him into trouble.
On Gas Digital? Why would you worry about
Well,
that?
it was before we moved over to Gas.
Oh.
Yeah. And weirdly, as soon as he left, they brought us to Gas immediately. So I think they were just kind of waiting for that fallout to happen.
Is he a comic, Ben?
He's a young guy. Yeah, he just started.
What was some of the jokes?
Just a lot of, Norman was doing a lot of N-word stuff. And
That's smart.
No, it was... We made a joke about a killer who allegedly shot someone on the train. And it was like a pretty harmless joke. And he was like, this is too big of a risk.
Wow. Was he afraid of getting shot?
He was afraid of getting canceled in real life by
Of a killer?
yeah.
Of a comic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have success to get canceled. Nowadays, I think you have to have like real national success.
You got to be huge.
Yeah.
Also, like, Dalia's still working. All these guys are still working.
Yeah. Everyone is.
Yeah, I'm
That's
still
the
working.
thing.
With everything I've committed, come on.
Yeah.
What about, you know who, though? Just lost her citizenship. Jocelyn Chia.
Oh, yeah?
'Cause you're one of these cancel cultures, fake, whatever guys. Jocelyn Chia can't
one
go
of
to
those-
her home country.
I'm not one of those. Then.
She
But
lost
that goes
her-
against your argument that you have to be big to get canceled then, because she's not. Like.
Yeah, you don't have to be big. You can be
You just
small
have to be
and get-
Chinese. That's how they
She
get
lost
you.
her American citizenship?
No, they didn't kick her out of the nation.
Oh, well then.
I think she lost, I don't know. I didn't really read the article. Somebody said something about it. Singapore,
Yeah.
I think.
It's on the thing. It says she faces international arrest, potentially facing an international arrest after her.
That's over the joke, right? That's so
Yeah.
silly.
I think it's justified. I've been hoping people arrest her for years.
You're going the other way now? Jocelyn?
Well, Malaysia is saying that they want her to be arrested. They contacted Interpol about it, but she's not Malaysian.
No, she's Singaporean.
Yeah, so like they have no jurisdiction to tell someone from another country what they can and can't.
But I think she's American too, though.
Yeah, yeah,
American,
I
yeah.
believe, yeah.
Yeah.
So she has nothing to do with Malaysia. They can't arrest her. They want to, though.
So Malaysia wants to arrest her over this remark, huh?
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Sorry.
Do you want to hear the joke?
No.
Okay, perfect.
I've heard it. It's funny because I just wanted to do this because you said you didn't want to talk about this, and I thought I'd just bring it up.
I know, yeah. You're such a cocksucker, dude. Joe's mad at me because I'm coming off
You're
a cold.
sick. He's straight up, full blown sick, and he's like, "I'm over it." And I'm like, "How long have you been sick?" And he's like, "A day and a half." He texted us at 5:05 a.m., which is outrageous.
I was in the middle of a fever sweat, all right, and I wanted to talk to my friends.
If I get sick, I'm gonna be it.
Yeah.
First of all, if you got sick, there's no guarantee it was me.
What?
Of course there is.
No, there isn't. You're walking around New York City, dude. How'd you get here?
No, I mean I ran because this
But now
neighborhood sucks.
We're in a room with you, and
We have
you're
a fan.
sick, you're fat, you're breathing loudly.
I don't believe you have a fan. Yeah,
Wait a minute, Joe,
Oh,
so-
he's coughing. I
If
mean,
you-
he's literally
he's
coughing.
terrible.
If you guys gain weight, then it might have been me.
Yeah.
Then I'll take blame for that, like in a contagious element. But if so, look, this is the thing. COVID made it so now, like anytime somebody has a cold, they're expected to take 3 weeks off of work. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, that has nothing to do with COVID. It has nothing to do with anything.
Sick.
You're sick, and you invited
And
two
you-
working
comics.
professional,
Great
sexy,
comics.
hot
I have
men.
the DC Improv this week. That's one of the best
one of the best clubs ever, yeah.
And now I'm going to be fat.
Yeah.
this week.
Just show up 100 pounds heavier.
I gained 100 pounds by Thursday.
You get a lot of
Wait a
material
minute,
out
Joe.
of it.
So you believe that cancel culture is a real thing? That's really like that people are getting
What do you
canceled.
mean?
Oh, of course.
His best friend's Louis. What do you think he's gonna say?
He's not my best friend. I don't even know the guy. Yeah, no, of course it is.
I believe people get mad at you and you lose stuff, but a lot of times it just it just regenerates in another way.
If they're a world talent and they can
Yeah.
regenerate.
Yeah.
and
that's
if
what
they're
I mean.
lucky. But there's also a lot of professors and teachers. We think cancel because we think comedians, but there's a long list of. That scared me. I thought that was a human.
Yeah.
There's a long list of. I thought I was going to get canceled for touching a dick. There's a long list
Canceled, you get
of
promoted.
teachers, professors that have been fired. Of course. I mean, this is crazy.
Well,
You're crazy.
but I feel like it's different when you're a comedian because we're supposed to be above all the things. Like when we say the jokes, like we got to be like we're joking. Like if a professor gets canceled, I understand that because he's not above. He can't just say anything.
But it's not like the professor said, suck my. He said whatever he said.
hilarious.
He's trying to teach one thing or the other. He's saying maybe there's two genders or something, and then they're like, "You're out of here."
I don't want to be.
Or whatever. I'm saying I don't have the stories right in front of me. Jesus Christ! I don't think that the professor. He's a piece of.
Joe's
The
making some
professor
great
with the
points.
candlestick.
He's gonna get Gas Digital pulled out the App Store.
But of course, there's cancel culture. And Louis, by the way, all of his success that he's rebuilt has not been from the industry at all. It's
Yeah.
just his fans,
He won
his
an
emails.
Emmy.
Yes, but that's not. It was an album he self-produced, and then secret voting, he won an Emmy.
Yeah, yeah.
Public
Also, who
voting, he
else
wouldn't
would
have got a
it
single
gone
vote.
to? Who else was in the?
Nate
Nate
Bargatze.
Bargatze,
Never
who's
heard of him.
wonderful.
He was a great comedian. Yeah.
Yeah. No, of course it's real. I can't tell if you're joking.
About what?
Cancel culture not being real.
I never said it's not real.
Oh, but you said you're one of these guys that thinks it's
No,
real.
you said that. You said that about me. I didn't say
Yes,
that.
but then you came back and said, "Can we get this?"
yeah,
No,
yeah,
I said so. You think that it's like really happening to
This will-
comedians? That's what I
Oh
was
yes,
asking.
Once
but
we
that
start-
implies that you don't.
No, but I think it just like they'll regenerate it when they're good. They just regenerate it and it goes somewhere else.
if they're lucky, / when they're good. What
Yeah.
if they're bad?
Yeah.
Also, that only happens in comedy and some musicians. Like any other thing, like a professor or something, they can't just go like start their own backyard school and cut clips of teaching. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it works for some people, and this don't have like a.
I know you could be taken off TV. You can lose all the TV things for sure. But like if you were selling, like the people who sell tickets, they generally continue to just sell tickets, right?
For the most part, I think.
Yeah, that's just what I'm referring to. Of course, you can get pulled down to TV. We don't own that. But what we do own is going to clubs every weekend.
Yeah.
And the people who get canceled continue to sell out, like I find.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see Cosby's touring numbers. this
Yeah,
next
he's
year.
going on the road, right?
Is he
Yeah,
touring?
yeah.
I heard that. Yeah.
This is my policy on Cosby. If somebody gave me a ticket, I think I would go give it a sniff. Maybe I wear a fake mustache
All
and
day.
glasses, but I wouldn't buy. I don't want to give him money.
Just tell people you're.
But I'd love to
eating
see
Bidens.
what Cosby's doing.
Yeah, 100%.
He's definitely not addressing it.
But I want to hear his material though,
yeah.
even if he's not addressing it. Even if he's like
the dentist. Yeah.
my daughter said that, whatever.
yeah.
I think he's the best.
I think he'd still sell
he's the
out
best?
theaters easily. Yeah, I think I showed.
I think he'll sell out theaters. For
I
sure.
showed my woke girlfriend like an 8.5 minute Cosby bit about his friend Ed, and like afterwards, my chick was like, "Is there any more of that?" Like she was like itching for it. She was like tell me there's a whole special out. That's how good he is. Is like even if you know everything he did, you're like Jesus Christ. Like, dude, what he did, like in that bit. If you haven't seen that, I think it's called My Friend Ed. It should be on YouTube. He does like an 8-minute chunk, and it's like musical. He has like the audience like singing the punchline when he points to them, and then it's just incredible. Like no one else does comedy like that.
I'm one of those guys that's pretty much cool with separating the art from the artist. Though, and like a lot of
You say that when you're.
Oh my God, Jesus!
would
You got
never
a
do
cold and
that's disgusting.
Jesus.
You brought us on this podcast to do this. This is what you brought us here for.
We haven't even started recording yet.
is
Once
our
we
talk?
do start recording, though, this cancel culture will be really interesting.
I'm so worried that we're gonna get sick. I
gotta
really
just-
think you got a fever. You're up till
I
5
haven't had a
a.m.
fever. I was with you, dude.
Why were you up at 5 a.m.?
I've been lately. I've been going to bed at 5 in the morning.
Why do you
bad.
think it's acceptable to text two human beings at 5 a.m.?
Is that not okay? You guys are comics.
Outrageous.
What did that wake you
Joe goes
up?
to bed at like a reasonable time.
I go to bed at
He's
like 12.
up at like 6.
12:15. I wake up at 8.
I'm sure you like fucking silence your phone or whatever. You got the do not
I
disturb.
do, but still.
You think that's crazy? You came in
course
here
it's
with
crazy.
another beef on me. This is
A lot of beef. I got a lot of beef. I got you're sick and you're 3 feet away and you texted at 5.
I didn't know. Okay, in the future I won't text you at 5. I feel like Joe's
I mean, what kind of person does business at 5 o'clock in the morning?
You could text me at 5
fucking
Yeah,
Mark,
but he, come on.
Mark Wahlberg does business at 5, dude.
He's
He's
up-
fucking
because he's up for the day.
Yeah, he woke up. He's not going to bed, and he's up fucking somebody.
in a Toronto condo.
I wish.
Where do you think you rank as hottest comedians sexually? Top 12?
In this room, I'm one for sure.
Well, a lot of people have called me the Black Matt Rife. So
Wow.
that's just a thing I'm trying to run with.
That's your
After
new
you sold
stage
out 8
name?
shows at Radio City. Trying to get that out there. No, I don't know. I feel like comedians were graded on a weird thing because like you're funny, so you
Yeah.
can get the ladies.
But you're gorgeous. Kind eyes.
That's very polite of you to say.
Nice
Thank you,
being
Joe.
polite.
Somebody told me I was on stage at the Cellar, and you asked who it was. Erica Aspera. She was like, and Joe List asked me. She was like, "Ian's hot, right?" And I was like, "Why?" I was like offended that Joe was questioning. I thought we had agreed that you were
Wow.
sure of it.
Well, you're hot to me, but I don't know what a lady thinks. I mean, this man thinks he's hot, which I don't
he's
really
disgusting.
see.
But I think you
Oh.
I thought you were sure already. I didn't know that you were still
I'm
like
sure,
on the fence.
but I'm just trying to get the feel from all the ladies out there.
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we all
you know.
provide I think a different woman is interested in all three of us. I don't think there's crossover.
Well, you're gonna have to get to know me. Nobody's just looking at the video and being like, "I need this man to
Yeah.
eat me out." But if they got to know me, I'm clearly number one.
Like I think if you were single today, given your status and who you are, I think you'd be cleaning up pussy.
I think I'd do well. Yeah. Well, especially because if like my wife dies,
yeah.
that way it's like the Seinfeld. They can see that I'm committed. I'm a good person.
Yeah, yeah.
If we got divorced, they might be like, "What's up with this guy?"
Yeah.
But like, she kicks off. Yeah, I'd be in.
Yeah, I mean, I think most comedians could get like girls at their show.
Oh, yeah, dude, open micers bang fucking hot ass chicks off.
Yeah,
stage.
remember we were talking about that now? You were like, now you don't have to be, you could be ugly now and you can get girls.
Yeah, I think so.
for you.
You
Yeah.
just can't do Radio City.
Yeah.
That's the exception, is you have to be fucking jacked. It's also, it blows my mind, I've said this before, that it's crazy to me that Matt Rife and Bert Kreischer don't have like flipped acts.
I know. Like,
You know what I mean? Where
like
it's like
Matt takes off his shirt?
Yeah, Matt takes off his shirt and Bert's talking about astrology. Like that's what it should be, but it's the opposite. You
People
know?
are all in a bunch about this Matt Rife fella.
Well, he's
Are they
fucking,
like mad? People are mad?
he's trying to get Jocelyn Chia arrested.
He is?
No. What do you
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the things. I'm not part of the.
Comics are furious because he's selling out. Everyone's upset.
Why are they mad?
I think because he's hot.
Come on,
and
why would
he's
you think they're mad?
you know.
But he's a legit comic. Like he's been doing comedy. Like I've known him for a
I wish
while.
I had a hot take button.
For-
He's doing it a long time. I just found out he started in Columbus. I was
yeah,
in Columbus. Yeah.
He's been doing it for like 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went. My test is I always check to see, and he's following me with message before. We met once, and he was very nice. So I think he's the best.
Yeah, I did a show with him. I did that NBC show, Bring the Funny. That's when I first met him. He was
Yeah.
cool as hell. But I get why you would be mad. This guy's like selling out and getting a ton of models that want to sleep with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's upsetting to some.
No, I actually I don't have any beef with the guy at all. You
Well,
know?
you were supposed to have his career. So
yeah.
but
You talked
gained-
me out of having
You
his
gained
career.
160 pounds when COVID hit.
When I was a hot, sexy, talk about sex on stage guy,
Yeah.
Ian used to go, you're the fucking gay dating guy. That's what you do. He boxed
Yeah,
me
but
in.
I didn't see
Then he releases a 45-minute special called Romantic Comedy.
But it's not about being high. But
It's dating shit.
It's dating shit.
So you
But
fucking
listen,
pushed me out of the lane and then took the lane.
In my defense, I didn't know Matt would be this successful. He took it to a different level. He's we were in Dubai, like in
Don't worry,
Dubai,
Joe.
somebody yelled out like his name, like for no reason. They would just like bring Matt Rife.
It's the new
Like,
Allah Akbar.
to the booker. Yeah. to the booker. I was like, shit, he's killing it, man. Shout out to Matt.
Did you see what happened to Dan Soder at the comedy club in Springfield, Missouri?
When was this?
They
What comedy
advertised
club is that?
Blue Room.
Oh, Blue Room, yeah.
They advertised buy tickets to Dan Soder, get put in a raffle to win Matt Rife tickets. I swear to God.
Did he sell out?
I swear to God, is that insane?
That's good for Matt. He's helping out the smaller
insane?
comics.
I mean, Matt is funny, and I honestly don't know him that well. We met, and I haven't watched a lot of his stuff. I'm old. I don't watch comedy, but
Yeah.
Dan Soder is one of the best comics in the last 25
Killer.
years. I mean, he's like unbelievable.
There's also there's kind of nobody funnier for that to happen to than to Dan.
yeah.
Because Dan is
Because
like,
he'll get frustrated about it.
oh,
It's
he has
funny.
a beautiful bitterness that's
Yeah.
so fun to watch, dude.
Yeah.
If you catch Dan in the right mood and he's in a green room and he's just like giving it to somebody for an hour about like the state of comedy, it's so fun.
Dan is like he's like a Bobby Kelly-esque killer, where it's just killing from start to finish with no breaks.
Yeah. No, they call that the list. But yeah, no, both those guys kind of learned a lot from me. But
Yeah.
Soder's he's the best. But,
Yeah, but was he mad or was he
oh,
excited?
he's furious. Yeah, yeah. I think he didn't even realize, and I think Rana Hirschberg sent, or somebody else sent
Another
him, be
bitter
like, this
comic?
is crazy. And then Soder's like, what? He didn't know. But
So what do you do? Does he get mad at the club? Does he get
At
mad
the club.
at
I mean, I've worked there before, and I would like to work there again.
Yeah.
But that is a wild marketing idea.
That is-
Because if that works, that just means the people in the crowd,
want to see Matt?
they're
Rife?
just hoping to see Matt Rife. They should be like, come see this comic. He's fucking the greatest.
I wish you would have done that for me last weekend in Boston. I could have.
Where were you in Boston? Laugh?
I did that with Cabot. No, in Beverly.
Oh,
You
Beverly.
don't know of Cabot?
No.
Yeah.
I got drunk and woke up one night in Beverly. Boy, was she pissed.
We'll be right back. Yeah. We're just giving a scolding to Joe.
Sorry.
It's good. Dan Soder, if you think he's pissed now, dude, wait till he's fucking featuring for Matt. Can you imagine?
Every club that I go to, they're like, the staff is like, Matt Rife was here 2 weeks ago. I'd never seen anything like it. It was just sold out. Complete.
Oh, yeah.
The fire department had to come out. They just it was like,
He had to remove pussy from his dick.
yeah, it was like it was insane. He had security. It was crazy. Every club.
Well, he's like, I don't think people understand how famous he is right now. He's like,
he's the biggest.
yeah, he's like Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
level
he's the
famous
biggest
now.
now.
Dude, he's like a household name.
He is.
People that like, my mom is like, who is this? Like, random people that know nothing about comedy will call
Yeah.
me and be like, who do you know this guy?
Where's your mom from?
She's
Just Jersey.
she's a Russian
Really?
Jew, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's in the
No, he's
Soviet-
huge. Shout out to him. He's huge. He's huge.
This
Like,
you're
he's-
one of these be nice to everybody politic fuckers. I hate it. I hate it, dude. I
Nah,
can't stand this.
I just support other men getting a ton of pussy and selling tickets.
I don't care for that. I think that's pretty gay, honestly.
What, men fucking women and selling tickets?
Yeah, I think that's really gay.
Yeah.
No, look, the problem is that I'm such a retarded purist that I'm like, the only way to do it is
Just to suck for 30 years.
yeah, turn 45, get fat,
Yeah.
start selling out theaters. I think so anything outside of that, but here's the
I
other
must
thing.
be your hero. I mean, if you like paying dues and slogging around
And
with
no
very little
success,
success,
ugly,
yeah.
bad teeth.
I mean, I must be your guy.
I'm very excited you're here, Joe.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Joe, you're one of my favorite comics. I
Oh,
told you.
thanks. Yeah,
No,
that's
you really
funny.
are. And I also think I might get a little water for this.
Yeah.
But I think that even
boy.
amongst your class, I think you've broken out in such a way, like just as an act.
Yeah.
Like I think you like if I compare you to your class, like I feel like you over the last 5 years.
But
have
he's
gotten
not
so
really in his
much-
class.
I know. That's the thing is you don't
People
even realize
think
that's-
he's his class.
I don't know what you're thinking of my class.
His
my
class is like
is
Bill
Ian
Burr and
Finance,
Louis.
Jordan Jensen.
I know. I started doing comedy in 1991. But,
He's like not in the class you think.
I had to get a new group. That's how much I failed. But yeah,
Wait, how old were you when you started?
18.
And were you always funny? I'm just joking.
Like, I thought you were serious. I thought It was like
It's the worst question in the world. Wait, you were 18?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so 40 years you've been fucking hammering away.
I think the best.
40.
And I'm fucking with you.
I think the best
Me
compliment
and
you
Joe
could
have
get-
this thing where we don't know when the other is joking. Like,
Well, I have an idea. Well, you know the story with us at Skankfest. He showed up and I was like, "Hey, what are you like? You volunteering or what?" And then he was like, "What? No, I'm doing comedy. You fucking idiot!" And I was like,
I think he texted me like, "Yo, I think Joe List doesn't like me." And that's,
no, what are you talking about?
"No, I was.
Joe List has always been nice.
I'm extremely nice. Are you kidding?" I always say, "No, he's not. He's a good guy."
This smoke break is brought to you by YoDelta.com, the official Getting High sponsor of the Gas Digital Network.
Joe, so you sit down with your pen and pad, or you are these work on stage guys?
A little bit.
This is not what we
I
talk
just want to
about
know
here.
this though.
I used to a lot, and now I do a little bit, and then I fuck around on stage a lot more.
yeah.
But I'll write stuff down.
Well, you know, it's funny.
Right on the phone.
When did this Soda Rife dilemma happen?
this weekend.
Because
It was a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
there's like a clip I saw yesterday on the internet that was like he called Bobby Kelly and like he picked it up on the show and was like, "Hey, what's up? Dan, you're on YKWd." And Dan's like in a furious tone is like, "Oh no, this was a private call. I'll talk to you later." He was like, "I'm very pissed about something," and he hung up.
Oh no, I think I know what that was. That was something else.
Oh yeah, it'd be great if that's how pissed Matt Rife was getting him. Soder's a fucking real one though, man. He like even the guys at the top, he will shit on them, rightfully so, because like there's
You like to shit on people.
I
I know,
do.
you're so bitter.
You're
Jesus.
No, I'm not bitter.
You're
I just
sick and bitter.
I just hate. There's so much garbage in
Are you garbage?
Yes, Kevin fucking Ryan and H. Foley. We got to get them out of this game.
Bad guys.
No, there's just so much trash being peddled at the top. Like if comedy was a stock market today, I would be shorting the market right now, just because I think there's no way that whatever's on top today is just going to be it for the next 5 years. I think it's about to take a hit. It's my guess.
Yeah, that's fair. But it's always right. It recycles. It regenerates. Something new comes up.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. But I also think talking too much about what sucks, you just start to look like a bitter lunatic.
Yeah, old
I'm not
guy.
saying you.
I don't know why you would assume that.
Old guy, man, just complaining, mad about everyone who sucks.
No, that's true. I do feel like I bring a negative energy sometimes.
Yeah, it's funny though.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. That's the first time anybody's ever said that to me.
Yeah.
I think you're very funny.
Oh, thanks, Joe. I think I don't know. To me, like Cypher Sounds put out a clip the other day about he was like audiences and comics were shitting on Chappelle from a recent show Chappelle did, and he was like, should respect Chappelle, and comics you shouldn't fucking. But to me, I'm like, you expect comics not to talk shit? That's what
true.
we do. It's like and also. There's nothing more fun than seeing somebody who's like a legend fuck up and be like, I get to talk shit about that guy now. You know, and have a reason to be able to.
But I think for me, the reason why I don't like to like just talk shit publicly anyway, because I'm like, I come from like, if you talk shit and the person sees you and they go up to you and be like, yo, you were talking shit, like you have to stand on that. Like you have to be like, yeah, I think you suck.
I'm genuinely a little worried about seeing Brendan Schaub at Skankfest. I'll be honest.
Yeah, like he'll beat the shit out of you.
I know. He'll fucking murder me. I've said some things.
Right, like I don't want him to beat the
jeez.
shit out of me.
So you go on the air and you just shit on another comic?
No, I'm not Kevin Brennaning out here. I don't name names. No, I don't. This is maybe the most I've ever publicly shit on any comics on this show.
Who'd you shit on?
Yeah, you barely shit on
You didn't shit on
anybody.
anyone.
So then we're good.
Yeah, there you go. But what'd you say about Schaub? That you're scared of him?
Oh, I've said a bunch of shit. I was like, me and Joe List will kick his fucking ass when we see him. I was like, a lot of.
Put you in it.
I think no one would believe that you and I would hang out. So
That's not true. I could
safe.
I could say I'm in like AA or something. It'd have to be like for a reason like that, you know?
Yeah, you're in gay A.
Oh.
Sometimes I see like I be hearing somebody comment like they'll just go on lashing out on like I'm like, are you ready to fight this person?
Yeah, yeah.
Like if they see you, are you ready to fight? Because if a podcast came out and somebody was talking shit about me
Right.
like that, like going off on me, when I saw him, I would address him about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go on a pod. I would be like, what is this about?
Yeah, I've seen that happen. I've been in the room where comics say to other comics, I heard what you said. And then I've watched that other comic that talks shit just be like,
That's a great Ari Shafir.
so it happens. I just don't think it serves you or anybody to publicly shit on comics.
No, of
Yeah.
course
I think it's a desire to be like, I'm a real dude and I say it real, but it's like, why? But you're just shitting on someone else that's trying to do comedy.
I know, but all it comes from, genuine. It's not a bitterness to me. It's not a jealousy to me. It's just like I really love comedy, and I hate when people like just fucking do a really shitty gay version of it to make money. I hate that. Like grifters of what we do.
But I guess who's to say, right? What the thing is.
I'm to say.
Yeah, I mean, I hate it too. I just don't. It doesn't serve me to go on a podcast to be like, "Here's who sucks, folks."
yeah, I know.
You know, because
I saw Shane do a thing one time where I was like, I gave all the respect for Shane. I won't say the other comic, but there was a comic at the Cellar who he said he was going back and forth of. Like, I went on stage, then Shane went on, and then I was waiting off, and Shane was like, he saw the person on the lineup, and he was like, I've been talking shit about him. He's been talking shit about me. I'm going to be working here. I just want to address it to not make it weird. And I'm like, this person is a lunatic that you're going to address. Dude. I'm like, I'll stay with you because... like, just so it doesn't get crazy. But the dude came off stage and they were like, oh, nah, it's cool, man. Like, we just talking shit and it was fine. I was like, oh, that's a pretty manly, like, thing to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of people, it's surprising how many people fucking were turning on Shane and shit when all that was going down. Like,
Well, they didn't know he'd be the
you think
next
that's the
coming
only
of-
reason they turned is because they were like, oh, he's fucking huge and he's funny?
no, they're afraid of cancel culture.
Yeah.
So, unpack this.
It's real.
No, but I was saying like guys who were like shit, like would make like there were comics like even big fucking headliners like vets that would be like, man, what he did is fucking wrong and is whack and like publicly talk about Shane.
Yeah.
And that like then squashed it with him. But like my thing is like, why would they ever fucking like that to me is a different thing that of like go saying
How is it different though?
I just don't think
You like Shane and you don't like these other people.
no, I don't think
That's how it's
racism is
different.
never not okay. That's what it
Wait,
is.
that sentence had too many words in it. Sentence is never not.
No, racism is never not okay.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, I think
I'm confused.
in Shane's situation, man, he's just a great comic. He got misrepresented in that whole thing. Like, it was just like one clip. That's like a perfect example of like one clip that taking that. But whenever stuff like that happen, it like hurts the business too. Cause like Shane is like top echelon comic, but then there's like this whole pool of like guys who try to hold on to that bandwagon and be like, I was doing what he was doing. It was like, you weren't.
Yeah, but look at Shane now. He's fucking selling out theaters full of hot 18-year-old chicks and their moms.
Good for him.
I think it might be more bros.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretty much say I
who
can
am I
walk into
thinking
the
of?
cellar and see. I can walk in the cellar and see when he's on the lineup just by a scan of the audience. But they're the best fans. They just they just get comedy.
No, so I've had that before where like I'm doing a show and the crowd is so good, and usually to me that means Shane or Ari's on the lineup. And
Yeah,
their
Shane,
people fucking
Ari.
came
Yeah.
out.
Oh, at the stand, you mean?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
No, but you made the correct assumption. That's the only place I perform.
You like the Tuesday fans?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's hard because I worry that they're too, like, they're inside podcasts. They want to hear, like,
Yeah. I
"Jizz in
remember
my
when I was
face."
opening for Norman, they can be a little wild though. They can like they'll yell out the thing from the show, you know?
Well, Norman has a bigger thing. Like, my fans are all from the podcast. Mark has reached beyond the podcast. He has his own Normandites or whatever.
Is that what he calls them?
No, I just
That's what the FBI calls it.
I just made it up right now. I mean, I think for the most part, people yelling out during his show are not podcast fans because they listen to the podcast. We'd know how much we hate that.
Yeah.
But Mark is so huge now. Like now, Mark and I walk around and there's like a 65-year-old bullman in a suit is like, hey, you're the YouTube guy.
Oh, really?
Where I'm like, oh, this is like a totally different thing,
yeah.
which is how you really succeed. All of us, there's so many like the Bennington, Ari Shafir, Legion of Skanks, Lev Fer, let's say to be nice. That group, it's like you got to get outside of that is when you really start exploding.
Oh yeah, people out of your base.
Yeah. So my point is, those people that are yelling out, I don't take any responsibility. Those aren't podcast people. Those are like YouTube bros.
Yeah.
There's so many people killing it right now. Isn't it great?
I know. Look at us.
Yeah, just a lot of wealth. So there's I know some people that are just overwhelming wealth.
Yeah, Stavros had me. He told me to come like.
Sever's got his jet widened after he gained weight.
He told me to come over for it. It just sold out like 8 shows, like 8 shows at the Wilbur, like at the Egg. I'm like, stop. I worked with Stav in like 2016. He asked me to open for him at like the DC Comedy Loft for like 90 people, and then seen him do like 2,500
Dude,
seats.
I have a fan letter from Stavros. He's like, "What's up, bros? I love the podcast. I'm just getting into comedy myself. It's crazy."
Yeah.
You have it
And now-
framed above your bed.
Yeah, now I'm like, "Will you please
Get him to
just
sign it."
tweet anything with my name in it, for God's sakes?"
Yeah. I love that because he another one who has good fans. Like I did his podcast and people on the road was like, "Oh, we heard you on Stav's podcast."
Yeah.
Now, do you hate Stavros? I bet you hate Stavros.
No, I don't.
Oh, you're bitter about Stavros.
Yeah.
Why would I be bitter about Stavros?
Because he's a fat, handsome
Because he's a
man.
fat, handsome guy that gets a lot of women and is funny.
I don't have any problem with Stavros. I think he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
You're suspect.
What do you want me to say? Yeah, I hate the guy. No. Stavros only ever been nice to me. He's a good
Yeah.
dude.
He's great. Good hang too.
But I
Not the
will
best.
say, I do know Nick Mullen better. I will say that.
Really? I didn't know there were people that knew Nick Mullen better than
Yeah,
Stavros. I've never even seen Nick Mullen in person.
You got to catch him when he's sleeping upside down from a pole.
I did New Faces with Nick Mullen. It's
Did you?
crazy
Did
to
you?
think about. Yeah. Nick Mullen, Tommy Pope.
Oh yeah. Nick, that was like 14?
20 no, it was longer ago. It was 2012.
Oh, 2012.
2012, yeah. And Nick Mullen, he barely hung out. He was very quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend hung out with us more. He had a girlfriend. They obviously broke up. But she was like hanging out at the pool with us. And she was like, I don't know, he's weird. And we were like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking, when I was a young comic, I had already kind of like heard
How old are you?
How I'm 21. No, I've been,
When I was a young comic.
I'm about to be on my 9th year as of August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
9 years. So I'm just now starting to learn how to do it.
I disagree.
Joe, what the fuck, man? You come here to my show, you attack me. This is why I'm getting you sick.
Well, that was
It's the people that shit on comics that are always so defensive.
that was a joke. Wait, was that show really live?
yeah. That
Oh.
that one in the other room was, yeah.
No, not the one we were watching.
No, that was a different one. That was just the same guys
people.
just walking
Oh,
by.
okay. That was fucking bizarre.
Yeah, Joe just watched from the other studio people walk up that were on the highlight reel.
Yeah, sorry, I got confused. I just interrupted the whole show. So
No, that's okay.
2009, you started. You're 9 years in, is what I meant to say.
Yeah, no. But I remember like Mullen was because he's like, he was seen as this like hyper fucking hilarious dude. He had these great, him on Come Down. He's one of the best broadcasters, I think, of comedically ever. I think he's like that good. So there was kind of like an intimidation factor, and it was like this fucking quiet, weird guy. And then when I was like 2-3 years in, he like walked up to me after a set and was like, "Hey, I really like that joke you did." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm a big fan. I love your shit." Like I immediately like, it went from like two people that just stared at each other and never said a word to each other to like, it just took that. And then I was like, "Oh, this is the nicest guy in the world."
Wow,
Yeah, he's a great guy.
good guy.
Love the mole.
Yeah,
What was I about to fucking tell you?
barely ever see him.
Yeah, he just goes away.
He's like Batman.
He's
Yeah.
he's like doing like a fucking TV show now.
Yeah.
They just had Chris Cuomo on. Did you see that?
Yeah,
did?
it's crazy.
Yeah, that was dope.
Was it?
It was like actually dope.
Was it funny?
It was very funny. Yeah, it was.
Was
great.
Nick like digging him? Like
It was
subtly?
just. It was. I actually don't know what Nick's involvement is on the show, but it was like Adam interviewing him, and it was like Chris Cuomo came off unbelievably cool.
Yeah.
Like, it was.
I mean, he's cool.
it was
yeah.
wild. I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't.
That's like his thing.
But like he was CNN cool, but this was like he's like, oh, I'd want to fucking hang out with this guy. Like,
No, his whole thing was the cool guy. Like he'll
Really?
be like reporting in a tank top with huge arms and
He's ripped.
Yeah, that was his whole thing.
I saw him at Sirius Radio one time. He's like one of the most in shape people I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
he's
Really?
like jacked.
It's fucking crazy.
You're one of those people that don't watch things and say stuff about it.
yeah.
I like that about you.
That's what I do.
You don't bother to watch it or research
But
it.
what you said about like what fucking comics, this is what I like about what Kevin Brennan and Red Bar do. Because I don't like watch their shit, but what I do respect is that they like comics are so fucking hypersensitive and they can't take anybody criticizing them, critiquing them. Like the biggest comics working today, if you said a word about them, it would torpedo their fucking week and they'd be like, "How dare he say this about me?" That was not any particular comedian.
I think I don't think Dave Chappelle would even notice if you
Notice,
criticize.
yeah.
I think you are very wrong. I've seen him on stage call out different comics that are so underneath him just out of like, that guy thinks he's the best comedian in the world. Not while I'm alive, motherfucker. And it's like, dude, you're a legend. Like, why are you thinking about this guy?
I mean, we're artists. We're all insecure, broken souls.
But this is what I like about what he's pointing out, though, is like all those guys who like also were like, we're comics, we make fun of each other. The second you say a word about them or criticize them, like they fucking fall apart. It's like war. You know what I mean? It's like they should be able to take a little something, a little shit from time to time. Like we all have huge flaws in what we do. We all have, do some gay shit from time to time in our act.
Sure.
Yeah, I blew a guy this morning.
Joe, you ever had comedic beef?
I don't think so. I'm not a big beef guy.
Yeah.
You are today.
Well, I mean, we're joking around, but yeah, I mean, you have a cold, you're getting us sick. We're working professionals. I have a vacation booked. A
Where you
pregnant
going?
wife. I'm going to Maine and Cayman Islands. I don't know. I did this. Maine. That was very Dan
Nice.
Cook.
That's sick.
Yeah. No beef. I'm not a big beefer.
Yeah. You don't shit on
Sunderland.
people neither. You're kind of.
I mean, I shit on people in the green room. That's fun.
That's the best.
But I'm not like going on YouTube and being like, here's who I hate this week.
Yeah, I think I got to cut some of this, some of my shit talking on this one.
You didn't even talk shit.
Yeah.
I just fucking made fun of Chappelle.
We're just making you insecure. We're showing you how weak you really are.
No, because I'm going to be the one that pays for this. You
you
understand?
can't even
Like,
stand on your shit.
I already have a rocky reputation at best.
You might fold under questioning.
Why? Loved it. Who do you have a rocky reputation with? See, I'm out of the loop.
Mostly.
What?
It's me mostly.
Do people hate you?
I think people used to hate me.
Yeah, people did.
Yeah, but
No
I
kidding.
think not so much
You
anymore.
used to bombastically shit on people in public avenues for no reason.
That sounds like a pretty sick guy, dude.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
It
used to
feels
just,
like you're like a hot guy, maybe an athlete where you're like an athlete.
no, he was fat.
You're a hot guy who came.
I wasn't hot either. I had like a year that I was hot.
Yeah, he
you
had
did-
you had a good run though. It was a good 18 months.
Good run, yeah.
But I do remember a video where you were telling Lewis you were going to fuck him up, and then he
Yeah.
just annihilated you.
Why do we got to bring that up every time?
It was, what do you mean every time? Never been on the show.
Every time I see Joe, he puts it up on his phone. He's like, you remember this happened?
I mean, that was crazy. So it feels like you're somebody, because there's people like this that I've met in comedy who maybe they're like really, really smart people, or they succeeded very much at a different job or
Yeah,
in
yeah.
sports. Then they come to comedy and they're just getting not as far as they were at this other thing. So
Right,
they get
right.
very upset. Are you like that?
No, that's not me. Here's what it is with me is I had very low self-esteem.
Well, we all did.
Yeah, like my
Well, maybe not
I mean,
Ian.
that's kind of what he's saying though.
Well, no, but so to justify that, it was like, oh, I'm the best at everything. That's how I'd protect my own, you know, emotions and
Sure.
egos. I'd overcompensate there. I have a motorcycle. What's out front? But that's, that's all it is for me. But that's shit like the Lewis thing, like getting punched on camera. That does bring that down. That does kind of help put a little humbleness in your life.
Well, nothing humbles you like fighting.
Yeah, that
Getting
was
the shit beat out of you by Louis J. Gomez and
was
then going on his network, starting a podcast on his
that
network.
was the last time I put a boxing glove on.
Why did you talk shit to him? Why did you think you could beat him up?
Because here's the crux of all of this is I've had to, and this is why a bunch of comics hated me. I started and met everyone when I was 18.
I
And
did
had
too. No one ever hated me.
No, people loved you, Joe. But I had to defend you.
But I feel like you're the exception though, because every comic that comes around that's young, everyone hates them. Everybody's like,
No one
that
hated
guy's
me.
a shithead.
No one hated me.
But you never were like young. You know what I mean? You're like you're a Morgan Freeman type. You're not a fucking young guy. You're even dressed in
I
red.
started in my 70s.
Yeah, you're like,
I was 20 when I started.
Yeah, that's young.
That's young. But
Plus, black people live till like 48.
yeah, so I got like
he was
10
middle
years
aged
left.
when he started.
I got like 10 years ago. But I've always been fond of you. You've always been a good friend of mine. I always said you were my little brother. But there was times where I would be in different situations and I would shit on you,
Yeah,
like, as I do to your face.
Yeah.
But then other people start shitting on you, and I'm like, wait, no, you can't. You don't know him like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, don't just start saying like,
and a big problem is I've heard multiple stories like that from other people.
oh, have you?
Yeah, of being like, no, but I had to defend you because people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, cause I'll open to shitting, and but if you don't know him, I'm like, you
Yeah.
can't just start saying what you think cause on Facebook or stuff.
Yeah,
But you've gotten better.
I have gotten better. My problem is my purity of how much I love stand up makes me be kind of a cunt to people that suck at it.
You're just so
So
virtuous.
yeah, that's the thing. He just loves it so much. You're just such an artist.
No, I know what you mean. I have this. I was just talking about this. There was a comic who's been around, and every once in a while they don't do spots a lot, and then every once in a while they'll be like, "Hey, can you get me in at that show?"
Yeah, yeah.
And it makes me crazy because I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel similarly who appreciates comedy and knows how
Same.
hard it is and all
Yeah.
this stuff. When there's someone that comes around every once in a while and is like, "Hey, how do I get in there?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
Go to
Yeah.
the back of the line and
Yeah.
hit the fucking open mics and work your way up."
I think most of my friendships, especially early on, like were made just because other comics saw that I had the same thing for comedy that they had. Like,
Yeah.
like Norman just saw me at the Stand like in 2014, like hosting. He would go up first, he would watch like thing, and he just saw that I was always like working and thing. And he took me on the road. He recommended me to the Tonight Show, JF, like all those things, just because out of admiration for comedy, which is pretty cool.
And he wanted to be able to say the N-word.
Yeah, and he wanted to use me. Chris Allen told him he couldn't use him anymore.
I'm only
started
joking. Mark does not say the N-word. I feel like I
Mark
have
said
to.
the
not
N-word. Who
anymore.
doesn't say the N-word? Come on, Ian.
I feel like I have to make that clear. People will clip that, and then
Well, he has all these black friends that he grew up with.
yes,
You know that.
Yeah. This is fun. This is a good time. I feel like I'm.
oh,
dying.
that sniff. I know you're genuinely sick.
No, I'm really not sick.
It's
I'm
a
telling-
bummer.
on a scale.
You
of-
are sick.
On a scale of 1 to 10 sickness, I'm at a 2. I feel
That's
fine.
We're at a
ridiculous.
2.
That's
like,
ridiculous.
Just walking
No.
around normal, we're at
No,
a 2.
I'm
yeah.
telling you, I
You're
feel
at like
great.
a 7 at least.
That's crazy.
You have a sniffle. You're
sniffing
Dude, you guys
and
are
coughing.
so gay. You have a sniffle.
You're
That's like
coughing.
an accusation you're throwing out.
What's wrong with being gay, man?
I know, but we're in a tiny.
We don't have enough time left.
We're in a tiny room.
Yeah.
You brought us here as a favor, and this is far. We're in Alphabet City. This is a long trip for no money, and now I'm going to leave here with a cold.
You know
You're
what
not
he tried
gonna
to
leave
do to
with
me
a cold.
before? He would used to ask me, the people that do this, like he used to ask me to do his podcast and then release it on the Patreon, like not even get it to like.
I was just talking about this. It's called getting Patreon. Stavros did it to me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I invented the term.
He tried to do this. What's it called?
Patreon.
Yeah, he's tried to Patreon.
Yeah, but
me.
the only people you ask to Patreon are like people you consider good friends.
But why
that
am I
would do
doing you
that
this favor? Why am I just
Yeah.
giving you?
Yeah, it's
You
fucked
should.
up.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, this is a Patreon, but that's. It's not.
If you Patreon us, I will be fucking
Yeah,
furious.
I wasted my time to come.
You know, you reminded me with the Stavros thing. The one comic I think I ever like emailed, like as a fan, is I emailed Mark Maron when I was like 17.
Oh boy, he's the one to email.
Yeah. He's a good comic. You don't
He's
think so?
great, but
Yeah.
I'm saying he's mean. He could be mean.
Yeah. It came out that day.
Yeah?
No, I emailed him like, hey, I saw you're at Good Nights in Raleigh. Like, that's my home club. It's from starting. Like, I just started comedy. Just, do you have any advice? Whatever. And like a year later, he responded and just wrote stage time. And that was it. That was the whole.
Well, that's nice. He took the time.
Also,
Oh, double cough, no cover. That was fucking insane.
Mike's in my face,
It was a
dude.
wet cough too. Oh, this sucks.
but that
I'm
was.
suing Gas Digital. If I can't do my weekend at the DC Improv,
We have lawyers on
Yeah.
retainer.
Gas Digital is gonna have to cover me for
if he
this.
can't do his weekend, you owe him $1,100.
Yeah, exactly. Plus merch
All right, 1,300.
and merch.
$1,100 plus
If you think
$150
I'm
for travel.
sick, you sue gas. Our lawyers are way sicker, dude. They come in with COVID and shit. It's gonna be a big problem. You guys, I have allergies. Okay,
Wow, this
I'm
is
allergic
one
to
of
this
these allergy
flu that I
guys.
have
You're
right now.
into fucking comedy.
Hurtful, Joe.
Wait, what story were you telling? What horse?
About Mark Maron. Just
Oh,
saying
yeah, Maron.
Stage time, and that's it. That's honestly the best tip, though, in the world. That's the only thing that matters.
Well, a new thing that happens in comedy now is like a way to make it, or like to improve. You have to just email people to be like, "Can I open for you?" That's a new thing.
Interesting.
Is
Like,
that
I
a
get
new thing? I
Instagram
thought the new
messages.
thing was you post 10 clips doing crowd work and then you do theaters.
Yeah.
That's what I thought
That's-
the, new-
that
the
works
new route
too.
was.
Yeah.
I feel like
It only
that's
works
old
if you have
school.
tattoos.
I thought that's old school when you say email.
I get a lot of messages being like, "Well, or will you watch my tape?" And I'm like, well, "Why would I watch your tape? I don't get it.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense."
Yeah, I watch them when people send them.
Really?
Yeah.
People send you tapes.
Steal the jokes, yeah. Like it's a good premise. Let me no. Yeah, people have sent me and they'll ask me the same thing.
Yeah,
But people look up to you. You're like a movie star. Like you
did
you have
star
a whole
in a movie.
star in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's got 32% on Rotten Tomatoes, but yes, I starred in a movie.
But
goddammit.
Chappelle had 0. Didn't he have 0 on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah,
That felt politically
I did
motivated.
contribute to both of those.
And then he
polls.
won. And then he won an Emmy or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, who gives a shit about an Emmy? Who cares?
I do. I'd like to win one.
You know how many fucking
love an
Emmys I
Emmy.
got sitting on my mantle at home? Gives a fuck, dude. It's not about that.
I'd like. I'm an industry darling.
You are. You are.
You
Darling.
kind of are, yeah.
Yeah, I just got variety this year.
Wow. Any white guys in there?
There's a
I
couple that are
asked
now
them-
guys.
I asked them not to, but they haven't got back to me on it. Is there a white guy? Me and Brian Simpson.
Yeah, he's black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I mix you guys up. And I've never met him.
We met him in Moon
Moon Tower, yeah. Moon Tower.
He's
Moon
great.
Tower. That was a fun time.
So because I started and was such an obnoxious dickhead, I never opened for anybody.
No,
'Cause-
I remember you were like 2 years in, and you were like, "I can't open. I need to be headlining."
really?
Yeah, that was his attitude. He was.
But
like,
I was also selling a couple tickets at the time. I'd go sell out like little 60, 70 seaters.
How?
Because I
pay for the room.
I was doing like girl chick podcasts, and it was all these like 21-year-old girls who wanted to fuck. So they would just show up, and that'd be the crowd.
He did he had a hot base.
had a hot tear.
Damn.
Yeah, super
You
hotties.
are like genuinely sick. You sound sick. You sound sick. You look like you're suffering over there.
No, I feel great.
You look like you need to blow your nose.
I don't.
You're
Telling
reaching
you.
How
for your
long did you have
Gatorade.
this
I can
flu
breathe
for?
right now through my nose only.
How long did you have this flu for?
And I'm not even using the blowhole.
Close your mouth, breathe through your nose, put it near the microphone. Now sniff in. See?
Joe's giving me a fucking
just
checkup. You want to feel my
moisture.
testicles too, Joe?
This
Moisture.
weekend for me. Oh my god.
I promise you guys will be fun.
He's going to the Cayman Islands.
I know. That's like a third
Are you
world
gonna do
country.
this now?
This isn't
No, it's too late.
Been here for 45 minutes.
This is just OCD. This is all this is.
That's not OCD. It's fucking. You're an ass.
I blame your illness.
You can't even get a sentence out. He wants to cough
Because
so
I'm having
bad.
fun. Because I'm having a good time. No, the only time I ever featured for a like actual headliner was one night I was.
DePaulo, right?
Yeah, I was.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he must have hated you.
He texted me. You texted me on the side.
Wait, let me set this up. Fucking, I was Side Splitters opened like another room in a fucking movie theater.
I'm doing that. Wesley Chapel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're literally
November, baby.
on stage in a movie theater. So I was headlining like Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday. They had already booked Apollo. He's headlining 2 shows. So I get down there and they're like, "Hey, you want to just feature for him?" And I was like,
Sure, yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?" You know. I was like, my career can't get worse. So he goes up, and this is like right when the pandemic's ending, and like, you know, I watched Apollo and Tough Crowd and all the shit, so I was kind of like really interested to see, you know, what it would be. And he, I don't want to like burn his material, but he had this. No, he had this joke that's like,
I'll say what you text me on the side.
yeah, I'm going to get to that too. But,
all right, go ahead.
But he had this one joke that is like a great joke. This is not me shitting on it, but he's like, they fucking said. With COVID, he's like, stop touching your eyes. Don't touch your eyes. Who's fucking touching their eyes? I started touching my eyes after COVID, and people were like, who caused this shit? He's like, just like.
Ah, that's great.
You texted me. You were like, dude, this is borderline hate speech.
No, because then this is what he would do. He would do like a great,
A great bit to open the door.
he would do a great bit, and then he would go to like, I never trusted those cocksuckers. Always smoking on crates, and then it just became like, fuck that nationality.
He was like a waitress walked out and heard him and just like was shocked and walked
I was
back.
literally standing on the side. This Asian waitress goes, "Oh my god!" And she turned and walked out, just shock on her face. Like, and then he came out, and the next day, like, is like, you know, like DePaulo like really fucking pushes it, and he's doing his fans. He's selling out the shows. His fans love him. They're all wearing fucking merch with a swastika and all that shit. But I was staying. They put me in like this horrendous Best Western. It was like the most depressing hotel ever. It was like a particularly bad Best Western.
That's an old DePaulo joke too. If this is the best one, I think this is the worst.
That's not bad.
That's funny.
Very funny.
So I'm in this like horrifically depressing hotel. I sold probably 20 tickets through the whole weekend.
Yeah,
like there was,
sure.
at one point we had 4 people in the whole crowd, 2, and it's like a movie theater, 2 in the front row, 2 in the last row. Wow. And I was like, "Are we doing this?"
I've
And they were
done a
like,
gig
"Yeah."
like that.
So it
I
was
did a movie theater like 6 people in it.
So
I had a movie with 6 people in it.
I was one of them. I went.
Oh, thanks.
I was at one point. I get back to the fucking hotel and I start feeling this like panic the next day, and it's like hitting me, and I realize like, oh, I'm about to freak out. Like something's not good. And I realized what bothered me, and I texted Ian and Shane Gillis the same message, and I wrote, "I'm in fucking Tampa right now. I'm featuring for DePaulo. I'm headlining to 2 people. I'm like, is this where it ends? Like, am I going to be 60 and yelling the N-word at a movie theater?"
Yeah.
Because that's the future I saw. And I was like, is this like where it goes? And Shane goes, "No, man, you'll be fine." And Ian right away was like, "Yeah, that's where it ends." He's like, "If you're lucky, that's how white comics end up."
Well, I mean, first of all, DePaulo is making hundreds of thousands of dollars and has made millions of dollars throughout his career, and is one of the funniest comics of all
hilarious
time.
guy.
No cancel.
But
That's true.
But I swear to God, when you texted me that, so first I got Shane's, and I was like, all right, feeling a little better. And then you texted me that, and I immediately went into a panic attack and was like, oh my God, he's right. And I was sitting at the pool and watching like,
That's how white comics end.
oh my God, I was watching
60 yelling the N-word in a movie theater.
No, but that's like best case scenario. Nick
I said
DePaulo.
if you're lucky.
If you're lucky. I mean, many comedians just they work at grocery stores, like fucking Morgan Freeman and Shawshank.
They won't-
Yeah.
they
I said
won't
if you're
hire me
lucky,
there.
that's how it ends.
Yeah.
With the following, with great material still, by the way. I mean, that joke's hilarious.
Nick the following.
That is a good joke.
He's the best.
Yeah.
That is a good joke.
And this is, I don't want it to sound like I'm shitting on DePaulo.
No, because he'll fight you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've said enough for him to hate you forever.
Yeah.
He will call me and be like, who the fuck's this fucking piece of shit liberal?
No, he was.
He just thinks everyone's liberal. Like they're not even liberal.
I'm like, I guess I'm liberal-ish.
I guess you got to say that in New York.
You know what I thought about the other day that drove me fucking nuts? You remember when that dog walker got yelled at by that black dude in Central Park?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got in a ton.
No.
You remember this white chick?
The white chick yelled at the black dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said the black dude got yelled at the.
I don't think I said what happened.
He yelled
either
at
way.
her.
Yeah,
Oh,
he yelled at her because
Yeah.
she had her dog in the bird watching thing.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't yell at her. He was just like, "You can't have your dog."
Yeah.
here."
And
He yelled.
and then whatever.
Dude, listen, if you want to hear whatever you think about it, listen to side note. Barry White honestly did a whole episode about it. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. That
I
guy's
don't know
a
the
bad
story.
guy.
Did he yell at her?
Yeah. He's a bad guy.
Wasn't he like a Harvard guy too?
I don't.
He was
I
like
don't know where
a
he went to
weird
school.
fucking. So I posted. I
Check out
got.
the podcast. We'll talk.
I go like the day that happened. I was like, hey, like obviously. This white chick shouldn't like fucking weaponize the police against this guy. Like, there's a history of white women doing that. That's crazy. I was like, but at the same time, like both of these people seem really fucking weird in this story. That was like when I posted on Facebook. I got 300 comments of like every black comic in the country being like, you should be ashamed of
In
yourself.
the country.
Edit out what I said. I don't need any of this heat.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't know anything of the story.
Dude.
Like I just kind of saw what the Times said, and I was like, "Oh, that's
I
messed
got
up."
texts from like a bunch of black comics being like, yo, what did you mean by this? And I'm like, what did I mean by that? I'm saying they both seem like fucking weirdos. Like that was like all I was saying in the thing. Literally every fucking comment was like, still people are weird to me to this day, I think, about that. And
No one remembers that.
dude, it was like a huge threat. And every comment was like, leave this shit up so everybody remembers how you really are. It was like fucking wild. And
Oh, jeez. Like, we can't have my comment out there, but listen to the
All you
podcast.
said
Yeah,
was
this was
he yelled
years
at
ago.
her.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he initiated the conflict.
Yeah,
and
no,
he was like in groups before, like Facebook group, being like, "I see these people. I'm gonna come after them. I'm gonna start shit."
Yeah.
yeah. He wanted a conflict.
Okay.
and
But get
and
this.
she
Is
freaked
Is that
out.
controversial to say?
It was then because
But that was in the middle of like
Granted, it was also like the
protest.
Yeah, it was also like the day Derek Chauvin killed that guy.
Yeah,
so the
yeah,
timing was like a
the
little
timing
fucked
was
up.
a
Oh, was it
little
really?
Yeah, it was like I didn't know that. I woke up late.
I didn't watch the news yet.
Yeah, it was a little tone deaf on the day. But then like 6 months later,
You were live tweeting the Derek Chauvin things.
I'm here. The knee's not that deep. No, I was watching Chappelle.
It's not funny. I'm not laughing at that.
I know. Recipes, Derek. I was watching Chappelle covering this story, and he was on stage, and he was like, literally, he does my Facebook status on stage, and he's like, they're both weird motherfuckers, and the crowd's like, rah! And I'm watching all black comics in the AV room going like, that's genius, and I'm like, you all fucking yelled at me for that fucking 6 months ago. I said this exact same thing, but it was
So Chappelle stole from me.
Chappelle is a thief.
He's a thief. Yeah,
No, the point I'm making.
I've heard that about him.
The point I'm making though is I'm like it's crazy to look back on how fucking dicey everything was at that time.
Yeah.
We're like, holy shit, like everything was so tense, everything
It
was
was.
so fucking
We were also locked away, so like we needed something to do.
Nothing's tense racially anymore, though. Thank
No,
God.
That's good, yeah.
No,
It's all
everything
solved.
is fair.
it's nice.
It's all perfect.
It actually kind of pisses me off when I hear like Trump say like everything's chaos, things are worse than ever. There's pure chaos in the streets, and I'm like, dude, I saw police cars flipped over while you were president, like down my block. Like, what are you talking about? There were fucking riots. Like,
That's true. Yeah, while you were sitting president.
yeah, that was some wild shit.
Don't you find there's relatively very few real racial events happening in America on a day-to-day?
We need more.
Like I always talk about this. I'm like, I'm living a life in New York City, all over the country. I was just in Columbus, which is actually quite diverse. There's just black people and white people interacting. There's
Yeah.
there's like redneck guys with big trucks that say Trump 20, and then like Somalian woman all over the place.
Yeah.
Where are all these horrible racial incidents? I feel like
generally yes, but I do think that if
Generally,
I
of course.
I think as a black person, like you do experience it without you like wanting it. Like
I'm sure you experience it, but I'm like, people say this to me. They're like, yeah, but you're white. I'm like, but shouldn't I be experiencing it from the white side? Shouldn't I be in groups of white people that are like, what is with these blacks? Like,
Well,
shouldn't
you're a
I
white
be,
guy. I mean,
shouldn't
you're
I
a
be
white
dealing
guy.
with black people that are like, I'm like,
What
hey,
do you and
look at
DePaulo
you.
talk about?
Oh God, a black person just walked in.
But I think, don't you think it matters like where you live and who your circle is too?
But I'm traveling constantly. I mean, obviously, I'm in a bubble of like not particularly racist people.
Right.
I'm in show business, but I mean, just traveling all over. I'm in Ohio, and in my mind, the way you hear things depicted, I feel like I'm in Ohio, and I'm like, heads up, there's a group of black people over here. Is this going to be a problem? Because that guy over there has got a truck.
Yeah,
and then the guy goes, "Hi, how are you?"
I've felt that way. That most people are like generally polite and fine, like everywhere. But I have been places where it hasn't been the case.
Right.
Like I literally been at a coffee shop, just sitting there having a cup of coffee, just like this, like by myself, doing nothing, and a Trump 2020 pickup truck rolled by and just calls me a nigger. And it just,
Oh yeah, you told me that story.
it's just, I didn't like it. I'm just
Wild.
sitting here,
Hilarious.
That seems like a sketch. Like,
yeah,
that's
it does.
wild.
Like,
Yeah, but I mean that's pretty rare, right?
yeah.
Well, I told you my story. This is years ago, and I do think things have improved, I like to think, but I was in a bar in Everett, Massachusetts. I'm sure I told you this story, but we were all hanging out at this bar, and this black guy walked in. I think he was Caribbean or something. He had an accent. I don't know. But he came in, and the bartender went, all set. We're all set. And the guy was like, I'd like a beer. I can't do voices. And the guy was like, no, we're good. We're good. And he's like, closed? And the guy was like, you're good. All set. And everyone at the bar was like, yeah, that's right. And it was wild. And I'm a good person. I never went back there. I finished my beer and high-fived the bartender and never went back. But it was wild. But that's
pretty messed up.
Yeah, that was crazy. And one time I did get pulled over with my friend Lamont, who's black, and the cop took my license. And then he leaned in, he went, how about you, big man? You got your ID? It felt a little a different tone. And also he's the passenger. I didn't really understand why he needed his ID. So there's a couple, those are my two incidents.
Yeah,
but
most times it's not an incident. Yes.
Yeah.
It's mostly not incidents.
Were you in the story you told? Were you drinking that coffee weird or anything? Like,
Yeah. What were you wearing?
It's so funny. I told that happened to me twice. It actually happened to me at a club too. It happened to me at
I was drunk, man.
In Tulsa. In Tulsa, this guy gets into an argument with his girlfriend. I'm not one of these, I'm not like Mark. I won't just start cursing you and your girlfriend out. I politely was like, hey man, you can't keep doing this. It's disturbing the show. The girl gets embarrassed, so she gets up and leaves, and then the guy gets mad, and he gets up, and he's like, calls me the N-word loud. Like I had it on camera,
Damn.
like my camera.
Where was this again?
Like the base. This was at the Looney Bin in Tulsa.
Okay.
Yeah, B room. And it's so funny. I told Sarah that story. Sarah told Lavash, and she was like, "Oh my God, what did you do? Like, what did I do to deserve it?" And I was dying laughing because she said in her Sarah tone. I was like, "I don't know. I just said please leave," and he didn't like that.
Sarah Tolomash has a very.
But she's saying, what did you do in response? She's not saying, what did you do to deserve that?
She was like, what did you do?
Okay.
She was joking.
Yeah.
She was like, what did you do? And I just started laughing.
She's an African-American.
Yeah.
Sarah caught me so off guard like a little while ago. We were both at the stand and she just got off stage and I was like, she speaks in like a very like, you just expect everything to say to be like very like sweet.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, she does.
I don't.
That's like
keep going.
Yeah.
So she comes off stage and because she was always got like a nervous smile and I was like, oh, how was the crowd? And she's like, I thought they were like total fucking cunts.
Yeah.
It just like really threw me off. I just started laughing right.
I still say to this day, I think she's one of the funniest hangs.
She's
to me,
very funny,
because the shit she says, you just don't expect it. I remember one time she told this story about. I'm sure you know the story about when she shit her pants.
I hope you guys don't have a secret story.
When she shit her pants.
Yeah.
And stuff. She was just telling it like in her, and I was falling over laughing. And me and Jordan Fisher, we were like bawling over laughing. We were like, Sarah, you have to tell this story on stage. And then she told it, and it just bombed completely. Yeah. she was like, it didn't work. I was like, what's the funniest story I ever heard?
Yeah. I like that line she has where she's talking about like a stomach problem she had, and she was like, I think she said something like cholera. It's like not to brag, but it's one of the more expensive diarrheas.
Colitis.
Yeah.
It's
fucking,
yeah. How'd you two meet?
Just comedy. I don't really remember meeting her. She remembers meeting me. I met her with Soder at the Creek.
Yeah.
But we were just comics. She was just around.
Yeah.
And then we lived near each other. So you just go, why don't we fuck?
When you become like a comedian couple, I feel like you become like a thing. Like other people are like, oh, we can be them. Like we can be Bonnie and Rich. We can be Joe and Sarah. We can be.
I think
least
they'd rather be us.
Women comedian DM me.
I think they'd rather be us. I hope. Karen.
She'd rather be Bonnie.
What was I gonna say? I forget. Fuck.
Oh, let's do fucking plugs. We're at an hour already. What do you guys
plugs.
got coming up?
When is coming out?
I don't know. It might not.
Is this a bad episode?
No, this is great. This is I had a blast on this.
By the way, can we just go back to the race thing real quick?
Yes, please.
What I meant was, I'm not saying there's no racism. I'm just saying if you watch the media and you're on social media
Well, if
and
you
watch all this
watch-
thing,
yeah.
you would think, that's what I should have made that point. Like,
Yeah.
you would think that it's just fucking wild out there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
like
the
it's just
media
crazy.
is fear-mongering. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
and social media and comic. Like you listen to comics and their social medias and the news, you would really think like this is crazy.
Sure,
This
yeah.
is nuts.
I think everyone would agree with that.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not running into a lot of people being like, we have got to get these blacks out of here. I'm meeting a lot of people that
They'll
are
send
like,
you a Facebook invite to the group.
Let me know if you want that invite.
Yeah, but it's like if you have the Citizens app, right? You know, you have the Citizens app. Right?
no, I can't look
Yeah,
at that.
you're too.
I already
you're
wanna
already
move.
worried. You would think that like it's just crime. Yeah. Like I used to have the Citizens
Yeah,
app,
yeah.
and it literally would be like somebody just got slapped in your corner.
Well, that's a funny crime.
Yeah, I'm like I just walked by. I didn't see anybody.
No, somebody said that to me recently. They were like, do not look up muggings in Astoria. And I'm like, I've lived in Astoria for 17 years. I'm not saying it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
But I'm
not
like,
dangerous.
He probably just mugged somebody that day. He was like,
I'm sure muggings happen.
Yeah,
but
there's
it's
a
not
danger.
dangerous.
yeah.
yeah.
But any jizz. When does it come out?
This is already up on gas. And it's-
What?
Yeah, this will be out Friday.
Just going out live? There's like 9 things I want to edit out.
This is live, right? I told you it was live. What do you mean?
I thought you were kidding.
No, why would I?
Oh my God.
This has all been live.
There's 9
Jesus.
things. you
There's
wanna
been a
edit out.
chat. There's-
Have you heard
Oh.
Tuesdays with Stories? This
like
is
100
the
people
lightest
watching this.
pod.
Yeah, but those are jokes. This is like we're being, whew.
And people love the episode, man.
But I'm here. It's Juneteenth.
Yeah, I
That's
think it's
fine.
Look at this
Okay,
comment
it's
right
fine.
here. Joe is racist, but he's funny.
That's
Someone said that?
I tweeted it before the show.
Yeah, people love this.
Wait, is there a group thing going?
Yeah, there's a whole chat here.
What are they saying?
You can watch the. Somebody just said Joe's fine. Somebody said retard. Joe List is a confirmed racist.
What?
Somebody wrote. Sarah,
Listen to how sick this man
it doesn't
is.
matter.
it's
Dude.
disgusting.
Sarah was so funny on 4th of July. There's a lot. People are already
She was
asking
funny?
for this to be uploaded. Yeah,
I don't think she was supposed
So
to be
people
funny.
enjoying this?
people have been loving this. People like this show. You'll see.
I really am upset at how sick you are.
Dude,
It's
this
fucking
is-
awful.
This is nothing. If you got this, if you got this sickness, you'd be like, I was overreacting. This is pretty minor.
No.
I'm telling you.
No.
You're on day 4 and you sound like this.
Yeah.
I think it's adding a good bass to my voice, actually.
Mm.
We'll edit.
Why don't you just not?
G-Mike, can we edit me not being sick?
Do people think I'm racist? What's going on here?
Are you kidding?
Jesus
You're both-
Christ.
Joe, you're Joe
I'm like,
List.
I'm like the nicest. I'm the best.
Somebody-
Are you kidding? I don't have a racist bone in my body other than my cock. Okay, bap.
Your cock is racist?
You okay, bap?
Yeah, you guys are. Let's do plugs real quick. What do you guys got coming up?
I don't know when this is coming out. You won't fucking give us a straight
This is
answer,
coming.
you
This is
sick
this
asshole.
this will premiere on YouTube this Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, I got Irvine. Do you have listeners? I
Yeah,
forgot
we
to
do.
ask. I
Yeah.
can't imagine. Irvine.
I'll tell you. You want to know how much we do?
Yeah.
we do about anywhere from 5 to 7K in a month
year.
on an episode.
Oh, wow.
So it's small, but
You
they're-
say K, so it sounds like something. This is gonna be your biggest episode.
I don't know. No, Lewis did like close to 20K, I think.
Wow.
Gomez?
Yeah.
But he runs the app. He probably boosted it up.
Yeah.
He called his engineers like, hey,
Well, Norman's must be big. That's gotta have a lot of views.
Norman.
well, Norman does so much. I think it's hard, and it's hard to follow him, I think.
But what Norman does is when he does your podcast, he takes that and puts it on his channel.
You guys had one of the funniest dialogues ever at the
What?
stand. Not ever. That's ridiculous. But it made me laugh because we were talking about Mark, and you were like, "He's really smart. What he does is he goes on other people's podcasts and then puts it on his YouTube, and then you go, he steals their shit." It was like sitcom dialogue. So he just steals their material. and
No,
puts
but
it on-
he'll
and
take
monetize it.
on my like
a lot of times,
at the time on my channel it did like 1,000 or 2,000 downloads. Then he put it on his and he got like 60,000.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
saying it's great for you, like for someone like you, it's great. But he doesn't take his
Changed my
Rogan
career.
episodes and put them up on his.
No,
Yeah.
of course not.
He said it changed his career.
from bad to shitty. Irvine Improv, July 13th through the 15th. And if you come from this show, say, hey, I heard you on Lev's. I'd like to see.
you're
I'd
not
like to
racist.
test this.
I'm willing to bet you're going to get a person or two.
Okay.
I'm going to start paying for ads.
What are they saying now? Is anyone saying they're gonna come? Or still Joe racist?
What are people saying? People are just, by the way, this is the Gas Digital live chat. You can go to gasdigital.com, watch these episodes days early, use promo code LEV, 7-day free trial, and you get a discount on your membership. Go over there and check that out. You can be a part of this chat. We're using it every time. And if you're in the chat, if there's anything you want to say before Joe and Ian get out of here, put it in now.
Yeah. All right. Can I finish my fucking
Yeah, do
plugs?
your dates.
Irvine Improv, July 13th to the 15th. And then San Jose Improv, July 20th to the 22nd. And then I'm going to a new special coming out August 18th on YouTube. Go over to my YouTube, subscribe.
Oh, Richard just commented, none of us are going.
And then, my other special, this year's material is up there.
And the new one's coming, all right?
August
That's
18th.
exciting.
Yeah.
I watched, I think, both of your newest specials with my girlfriend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were cracking up.
Oh, that makes me feel good. You think
love-
she'd fuck me if she was single and I was single?
No, but she would fuck Ian, actually, I think.
Yes.
Of course. Well, come on, that's a dunk.
Her ex is black.
He is?
Yikes.
You followed Black?
Wow.
Followed black.
Oh my God, he could never follow Black.
Oh.
That's pretty
Black,
nice. That's
baby.
pretty
Yep.
good.
Wow. Ouch.
That's pretty
I
good.
know. I give her a lot of shit about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
She dated Ian.
Really?
No.
Oh.
All right.
Have we ever fucked the same person?
No.
Come on,
No?
clean it up, would you?
No. I'm a decent guy. I'm not out here fornicating. I'm at the DC Improv this weekend, June 22nd to 24th, at the Stress Factory in Bridgeport, July 6th through 8th. Then at the Comedy Club in Kansas City, July 20th to 23rd. Then I'm in Montreal for the varieties. I'm doing a gala or two, I think, out there. Have you done a gala, Joe?
Wow. I don't think I did. No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, they want me to. I forgot I got to send them a transcript.
Oh.
Yeah, I might be out.
Gosh.
Just off that.
Somebody said, Joe, come back to the dojo of comedy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like right upstate, right?
It's Jersey.
Yeah, if you guys are watching this, just make sure you leave a like, drop a comment on the YouTube, tell a friend about the podcast, get the good word out. And we just dropped some really cool new merch. You can go to merchengine.com. You can grab that. They actually look pretty fucking sick. Thank you, G-Mike, for pulling
Oh,
that
wow.
up.
That Harley one's badass.
Harley was cool.
Not bad, right?
The
That
rest
was
is-
G-Mike's idea.
Yeah, nice job. The rest is
OG.
pretty shitty, but the Harley thing is
everything else is
amazing.
It's our logo.
Harley.
But yeah, so fucking go grab a
you got the
t-shirt.
bike.
Got the bike.
Yeah.
Grab a t-shirt, grab a hoodie, support the pod. And that's pretty much it, you know? Also, please just follow me on fucking Instagram. Again, if I don't hit 10K by fucking August, I'll take my life.
Yeah, your page is pretty sad.
It's gotten bad.
My special's on Max. Watch it.
HBO
I gotta
Max.
check it out. I haven't watched it. I watched so few specials.
Yeah, I understand.
one.
Ian's is good.
I watched both of yours.
Yeah, well, mine, I'm like
Free.
legend.
Yeah.
I love your joke about
Here we go.
the
Yes.
the
Bring it on.
dentist when it's like $3,000. It's
Not
so,
$3,000.
So great.
Oh,
See, I
you
know
guys
the
are very
line.
sweet. Thank you.
See?
Also, you have all your dental shit is like always so top notch. Even in your old Conan set, your fucking that dental set is so great.
Oh, thanks. I'm doing a corporate next month. I'm doing I have two
dentists?
corporate gigs for dentists. Yeah, ironically.
Yeah. Are you using the
July
before picture?
and January?
Isn't it funny when they see, like, can you do they want you to do the dental stuff, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Because I did a corporate for Pfizer because they saw me do a vaccine stuff and they're like, don't talk about the vaccine. I'm like, this is where you saw. They're like, don't mention it.
When the pandemic was happening, I did a show for there was like 5 people in the crowd. One of them was a guy from Pfizer, and we were talking to him, and we were like, "Are you taking the vaccine?" And he was like, "Honestly, no." He's like, "I'm not taking the first."
All
one."
right, let's not get this.
A
episode
podcast about vaccines.
Yeah, let's not get this
Finally.
episode
All right, we
yanked.
got it.
Guys, we love you. Thank you so much for being here, Joe. I really appreciate you coming
Thanks,
down.
of
Ian,
course.
you owe me, and you guys fucking roll, man. This is
If I
great.
get sick, I'm burning this place down.
that's all right.
I'm so annoyed.